Talk is about contributing to Pharo. So one thing, I don't know, last year, this same moment in the year, the contribution process of Pharo was a bit complicated. I don't know who was following it. So actually we were just migrating to Lille. We didn't have in place Iceberg, the right, so it was quite working well with Pharo. So in the contribution process, we didn't have the pull request quite right. We didn't have the continuous integration server running well. Yet, so there were some infrastructure problems in the server, so it was a mess. So what I wanted to actually show right now, today is all the work that we have been doing to simplify, try to simplify the process, and so everybody, so that everybody can contribute. So the first thing that I want to say is, okay, does somebody know what that is? Or can somebody recognize that? It's something from 8 years ago.
Yes, I know now.
So, actually, I was looking yesterday, what was my first contribution to Pharo? Okay, it's there. So actually, Steph at that time was used to manually send an email every time that there was an integration with the little fixes and the issues that were integrated, and he said thank you to everybody. So, a side story around it. So, actually, why am I here? So, yeah, I want that everybody can contribute, but I also have some personal motivation. So, when I did that, I was 22, 23 years old, so I knew nothing about that. So, it has been a really long path to arrive here. And I was a complete newbie, so I remember that time, actually, a couple of weeks before that. So, it took me a couple of weeks to actually have something integrated. Somebody invited me to a Pharo sprint, so I don't know. They told me, yeah, let's go to this thing that is called a Pharo sprint. I have never been at that moment outside of Argentina, so I didn't know actually how. Okay, they told me, yeah, we do stuff on this Pharo thing, and we help to enhance it and so on. So at that time, actually, we went to somebody's place, somebody that I didn't even know, and I sit the whole afternoon reading issues in the issue tracker, and I said, okay, no, this is too complicated. This is too complicated. This is too complicated. So actually, my first mail to the mailing list was, I don't know what to do. I don't understand the issues. There's no context, so I don't know. So it's fine. So the thing is that but the thing is that as soon as I had something integrated there, it really felt well. So it was, oh wow, I did something. So when I came back home from the first sprint that I participated, I kept wake up until 3 in the morning reading stuff and trying to do something. So it was kind of a lot of puzzles there that I had to fix, and I didn't know how to do it. So it was really fun. So something that I want is that, so I want to convey that message. So yeah, it may be difficult at first, but don't lose to fear. So if it's complicated, so just keep trying. Eventually we come. So everybody can do it. So I said first to Steph, actually, okay, let's do a hands-on. Actually, I wanted to do this in a small room with some people there, sit, and opening Pharo and trying to do something. And then I am now in the Friday morning with. So I said, okay, let's adapt to it. So I don't know. Let's see how this works. What I wanted to do actually is that that everybody takes Pharo and tries to do something. So because that is the way that I think that people should learn stuff. It's by doing. So works on, works off. So everybody should have seen this move. So yeah, works on, works off, and eventually that makes karate. You do karate because just little stuff. You do little stuff and you do karate. So in my idea, so what I'm going to try to guide you is to clone Pharo. So we will load Pharo. We will clone the Pharo repository. We will change something. We will make a fix. We'll add a comment, whatever. we will commit and push to a fork, and if we have time, so we will open an issue, do a pull request, and so on. So I will, and if we don't have time, I will just go fast, and I will show you how I can do it right now live. So the other thing is that, okay, we will not have so much time, so I said, okay, choose your own talk. If you want to open your machine and try with me, go on. I have assistants, so I have Pablo, Santi, Esteban that can help. So if everybody has connection problems or whatever, you have people there. So it's like a big sprint. So or just get next to somebody that can do it, or do it together, or just listen to me. So you choose your own talk. So what will you need for this? So you will need a Pharo 7. You will need a GitHub account because Pharo sources are on GitHub. So if you want to actually contribute, you will need to be able to create an issue or create a pull request. Internet connection, that's important. And ideally, if you want to actually actually the whole process requires that we open an issue in the issue tracker. So you need an account in the Pharo issue tracker that is right now in Focus. That is the URL. So getting Pharo. You choose the way that you want to do it. So either you on the launcher, you with the latest image from the launcher, or if you are you load the terminal, you can with zero.conf wget -o minus the getpharo.org/70.pms /. So, and now we move to Pharo.
This one.
Show the URL again, please.
Yes. Show the URL.
Back to the URL.
To download Pharo, I will show it in the third minute. Wait. Can you read that?
Yes.
Is this one?
Yes, no, it's okay.
I can
Yes.
do that.
Better.
No, that's too much.
No, that's not.
Well, you will
Right.
see.
So I will create a new directory. So ESUG.
Good.
I have already done. So so
I just want to say one thing why this is downloading.
yes.
This is just to complement what Guille was saying. In fact, there is no little not-importing fixes. What we did last Friday with Tomohiro, we tried to fix something and it failed, and we were like, okay, we don't know how to fix it. So we said, okay, let's improve the comments. Oh, yes. And we improved a lot of comments in the system and add things. So like that, we released the frustration that we could not fix these bugs. And at the end of the day, Pharo get better comments. So we said, okay, the collection, let's check some collection to see if this is nice. We went into strings and said, oh, we don't like these comments, or there is no comments, let's add comments. And we did a pull request and we feel a lot better. So this means that you can do that too. So this means that that can be at this level, because you know that a method could have a better code.
Everybody. No, I am not downloading. So everybody, I am downloading the 64-bit version there. So just because I can. Nothing changes. So I am the command line guy. So actually, I have a script that does it fine. That will open for. But so if you want to run it yourself, you just do /pharo -UI and your image. So we have Pharo. We have, this is the latest version. Which version is it? Let's check it. Okay, this image was built from, this is important. So this is Pharo 7, yes, this is alpha build, blah blah blah. So this image was built, so I downloaded an image that was built number 1247, and it was built from these commits. in the repository. And that's really important because actually the code that we have in this image is the code that is in this commit. And if we try to use another commit, we will not have the same code. So we will have differences, and so we have to be able to solve that problem. So tools, Iceberg, or command OI or control OI will show you. So this is I don't know. You know it? Huh? What?
Who is trying?
Who's trying?
So, is it okay? Are you synchronized?
Yeah. You're there?
Yes.
Okay.
I should ask because sometimes you get.
Yeah. I put it in the slide. I didn't say it. So let's try everybody to use HTTPS. I was told by some people that sometimes the connection of the university with SSH is not working well, blah blah blah. So let's try HTTPS. So if we are here, actually, so we see two repositories that come with Iceberg already pre-installed. So there is the Iceberg repository and the Pharo repository. I don't know why that is there. We should fix that. That's mostly a Pharo problem, not so the thing is that this repository knows, okay, these are all the packages of Pharo, but it tells me, okay, yeah, your local repository is missing. What does it mean actually? So it means that I don't have a Git repository in my disk, or maybe I have one, but this image that I just downloaded, it doesn't know it, so it doesn't know my machine, the image that I just downloaded. So I have to tell it, okay, go and fetch the repository that is there, or something like that. So we have this little button that is the repair button. So if we click on there, actually Iceberg will propose us two options. Either we locate this repository in the file system, we go and try to find out where it is, or we can clone it again. So I will just clone it because
We have to read it.
yes. So what happens if I clone? So I will clone again the repository into a new location. This situation happens when Iceberg cannot find the repository in disk. Yeah, okay, that is what I said. Come on. You have to read when I am not explaining. Because I am doing that. So
How do you get to this to do?
the repair button.
No, the one before.
Double click or click right click packages, or you can also go to the repair in here. So there are many paths to the same. Everything leads to Rome. So yes, you're there. Okay, so I will clone again. Actually, I used to do a new clone every time that I do something in Pharo. That's just because it's cheap. Okay, so actually, a Pharo repository is around 50 megabytes. So I don't know. And
Now.
usually
Now.
no, it is 50 megabytes. Just downloading
So
Pharo.
you remember
so the whole repository.
when we were in file 3 format, it was just like about.
Yeah, but we fixed that, so
60.
why talking about
Each
that?
time.
We don't, yeah, we had bugs before, so we are so I will just clone it again because it's cheap, and I will clone. So I have a fork so far. I don't know if you know what a fork is. And I will do no. GitHub.com Pharo project /Pharo. So here we have the web page that GitHub provides for the Pharo repository. It tells us how to clone, so the URL to clone, but I will work with my clones, with my fork. So actually if you want to fork one, so something that you can clone this repository just using this URL or using the Pharo settings. So we will try that, and then we will see how to use my fork afterwards. So, so this repository is Pharo project /Pharo. So we will clone that, and we will see what happens. So there are many workflows, many different workflows, as I tell you many times. So we are here. So we will clone from GitHub.com, and the owner of the repository I want to clone is Pharo project, and the project name is Pharo. And I said that I want to clone using HTTPS, and here it tells me where he will put the repository. By default, with the settings that I have, which are the default ones so far, he will put the repository close to the image. So if I afterwards I erase everything, it will erase also the repository. So I will do. Where? Yeah, is everybody here? Or here? Yes. Who isn't here? Okay. So I will click on OK, and so you will see now we have this really nice progress bar. Thank you, man. Now, cloning, even if it is 50 megabytes, so it takes some time. So even here at work, actually, internet flies, but we know that that is not real life for most people. So it takes some time. So I tested it yesterday here. It was like 30 seconds to clone. So
we can fill the space. But same, if you don't want, if you just want to copy the URL, you could go to clone remote repository instead of actually putting the name.
So actually, the window that we use to clone is the same window that will appear if you want to just clone any repository. So let me. So you will find the same options. Actually, you will find more.
Yeah.
So now it is checking out because it needs to check out also. So it's not just clone. It's clone, check out, and then now we configure the remote and prove. So probably some of you will be asked for your GitHub credentials because actually not if you clone Pharo actually. So one of the things that we do when we clone from GitHub, we know that we are on GitHub, so we are trying to connect sometimes to the GitHub API to get metadata from there, so to enhance a bit the situation, so it can be easier to use. Yes, Esteban told me that. Okay, if you wanted to clone, just copy paste in the URL, you can just use this one. But the only difference is that we will not know that the repository is on GitHub because we don't parse the URLs. We just clone it.
As you can see, go back to the previous.
The add.
Yes. Different plugins for different providers or well-known providers. You can even if you have a corporative or you want to do something else for your images, it's easy to extend this. So
yeah.
If you want, ask and we can add another provider, or you can have your private extension to handle and do something else. As Guille said, we are doing something after cloning or after adding remote or after adding different configurations.
So there is a plugin architecture, thanks to Esteban. So the idea is that we have some pluggable stuff. Yes?
Yeah, it shows that there are uncommitted changes.
Yes, so.
Downloaded image.
But actually, if you saw, when I opened the image, when I opened the repository, this package was already dirty. So this is, you know why?
Yes, it's when we deprecate stuff in Pharo, this is really cool and you should use it.
The automatic transformation.
Exactly, we have automatic rewriting rules for replacing the deprecated. For sure there is stuff that we are not still committing, but it's rewrited every time it's executed. No, not every time, the first time it's executed.
Yeah.
So it could be.
But it says there are no changes. So
no, but it's marking. That is another problem.
Okay.
Marking the changes, and remember that we don't. If somebody changes something, we say,
So this is a bug. So yes. Okay, life happens.
Yes, but this is
problems of doing real life demos. So, but okay. So the thing that since the repository was marked as dirty when I just downloaded the image, actually before cloning, so it will just remember that. So that's the thing. So it's not so. So I will tell you that okay, you can continue living with that. Actually, at the point when we commit, he will mark it. He will say, okay, this is not dirty anymore. Even actually, if there's nothing to commit. Some things to show. So the first thing is that okay, he will show you okay, this is we are working on the development branch. This is the commit where we are working on. If you click on here, you will copy the commit ID to the clipboard. That is very nice. Usually, actually, if let's do something different. So I will just clone my fork to show you what happens if I clone my fork. Because my fork is outdated, you know? Because as soon as you start distributing stuff, things get desynchronized. Live. So, and I don't update my repository because I don't need, so everybody is really concerned about how do I synchronize my repository, and I tell everybody, you don't need to do that. Yes?
Yeah, I have a question. So I have exactly something on you. If I double click here on the Pharo, the green stuff.
Yes.
Double click. And if duplicated 70, double click on duplicated.
Double click on?
The green stuff again.
Yeah. Is it here?
Yeah, double click. On the commit.
Yeah, commit. It's empty.
It's empty, but
yeah, because it's a bug. I don't know. So I can spend my time here debugging it or. So, but it's not a critical bug, so that is why I wish us go on. So okay, let's do something quick. I will show you, and then. So what would happen actually if I yes.
Why you said that we should not resynchronize our own?
Because it's not necessary. Everything just works. So you can try to synchronize it, yeah, but it will still work if you don't synchronize it. You don't need to. So it's like you're thinking on, yeah, I need to synchronize it. No, you don't need to. You are overthinking it. It's just that. So you don't need to care about it. And I promise you, it works. So, but that is because actually the only important thing is that you don't need to. So I can draw stuff in a whiteboard afterwards and I will explain it better. So, or I can just actually, so let's do something. I will kill my image, I will open it again. I will reclone, but I will clone my fork that is desynchronized, and I will show you what happens. Because, okay, this is nice. So I will do the same. This is still, yeah, there's a bug. So I will clone. From my fork. So using HTTPS. So yeah, I was saying. So well, it will clone actually. One of the things that yes, we were putting a lot of effort also trying to make this simpler and simpler to use, so everybody can use it, and trying to remove the how do we say?
Cognitive load.
Yeah, the cognitive load, because actually, so people now to think, okay, yeah, we are on Git, we are on GitHub, and there are too many things, too many new things, and we have the CI, and we have two pull requests, and the mixture between that and Fogbatch, that is the issue tracker that we use. So yes, we are still working, we are trying to simplify even more. So, okay, so, so I have it. But now I am in a different state. So it tells me, yeah, you're in development. But this is another commit. It's a different commitment than the one that was shown before, because this is the commit of the development branch that is in my fork, which is outdated. And Iceberg tells me that I am in a detached working copy. So what does it mean? So actually one of the things that with this, so I explained it the other day. So a repository in Iceberg will remember the commits of the code that was loaded in the image. That is to simplify how we do diff and how we commit and stuff. So we remember that this image was created from this commit. Yeah? Because that simplifies everybody's life. So actually, we find that we are in this situation. Sorry, I prepared a slide for that. So actually, it's not master development, but conceptually it's the same. So the image was built in some commit. It doesn't matter, so it's in some commit in the history, in our repository. But the problem is that the repository that we clone, it's in some other part in the history. So my repository says, yeah, head points there, but actually my image was built there. So somehow I need to synchronize those two things. Because I need to tell the repository, okay, I want to start working from the same commit of my image. Because so that is one way to do it. The other way to do it is actually to update my image to reach the point of the commit. And that is much more complicated. So how the things that in this case what we propose, so I will go back to Iceberg. is that if I try to repair the detached working copy, you will have many options. Most of them are useful for normal projects. So if you have your project, you can use merge, discard. But for Pharo in particular, since actually updating Pharo itself is something that is dangerous, because probably if you try to update Calypso while it is being used, so you may break Calypso, and stuff like that. So this is what we call self-brain surgery. So actually in Pharo, what we propose is that you create a new branch from your image commit. So actually, you will tell the repository, okay, I want to work, but from this commit, which is the commit where the image was built. So actually what happens is that we do this. We are in this situation, but we create a new branch that will point to the commit where the image was built, and we will start working there. Like that, okay, everything is synchronized and we are happy. Even Git gets happy with that, otherwise it will just be a mess. So I will create a new branch. So when we are using Pharo, we have a plugin that actually recognizes, yeah, you're in the Pharo repository, so I will propose you to either you create a new branch that can have the name that you want, an arbitrary name, or you can actually create a branch that will be named after an issue. And that is really useful for us because actually all the infrastructure is based on name conventions. So when you contribute to Pharo, please use this. Go and paste the commit number that we use of the issue. So like that our infrastructure can say, oh, okay, you fixed this bug, so eventually we can close the bug automatically or send emails to say what were the changes that were going on. So I will just do something quick. So if I put 666, for example, it will not be the number of the visit, I think. So, wow. This should do a request.
There is no 666 number.
There is no 6. That's it. But why it is? Okay, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's 5 numbers, so.
Yes, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it's the issue cleanup or more open methods. So we go and fetch the issue from the issue tracker using the API. We take the title and we will create a branch using that. Henry, you have a question?
Whenever I run into a problem in Pharo and I create a fix that eventually turns to an issue, I do all the coding and the fixing before I create the issue. How do you do that in this workflow?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No, wait, I will show. So for example, let's say that I don't know that I am going to propose a fix yet. Yeah. So I will create a new branch. Usually when I am in the case of the sync, I usually create this temporary branch that is just for synchronization, to synchronize my repository with my image. So I call it temp sync or something like that. So, okay, I have a branch and I can work it. So I will do a change.
Yes, fix something.
Yeah, the thing that doing something for real, it will take time. So let's
change the comment.
I will change the comment, yeah. So, for example, these are tests to verify parsing of numbers from streams and strings. Not scale decimal test content related test. Yeah. Oh, this one doesn't have one. So
run something.
Yeah, okay, something. Yeah.
No, we are integrating it.
No, we are not integrating. So I will reject my change. So I can commit, then Iceberg shows you the tree of changes, blah blah blah. So then you can see the change. You can say, yes, okay. So this is add comment to, and then you copy this, like that again. Boom, and I commit. So as you remember, when I was talking about the commit operations, everything that happened there just happened in my machine. So there was no network in the middle when I commit. From time to time, actually, Iceberg will try to fetch automatically because that will make your life easier. Just pray. So actually, this is not completely finished yet, but okay. So this push button has this little badge in here, and actually the star in there, it means that it is a new branch. I have a new branch that doesn't exist remotely, so I have to push it somewhere. So and it tells me all the commits that I am pushing. So since this is a new branch, I am pushing from a Git standpoint. I am pushing lots. I will not push it to Pharo directly. I will push it to my origin, that is my my repository, my fork. Actually, this is nice to see. Since I cloned my fork, and we are using the GitHub API, we recognize that actually my fork is a fork of the original Pharo repository, so we create the remote automatically for you, so you don't have to create it manually. So that is just to remove manual steps in the process. So I will now push that to my repository, and it tells me, okay, you have to log into GitHub. Why? So every time that you want to push or so you want to write something on GitHub, actually you have to be logged in. You cannot. There is no anonymous writing. So either you use an SSH key to do it, or since I am in HTTPS, it asks me my login. So I can tell it, okay, don't remember it.
Oh, remember.
Or remember.
There is a bug.
There is a bug.
Okay.
No, but if
I don't know.
I don't actually.
Maybe
I
we
don't
can
remember
push.
my password, so
It works.
I probably is that. Yes. Okay. So now it's pushing. So I will see if it worked. Did it work?
Yes.
Yes, because it says but I pushed something that it was called tempting. So actually it is wrong. But now, what can I do? Okay, so I can erase my branch. So, but then again, I can now create a new branch. So branches were just references. Yeah. So we can create a new branch now that I know. This is a fix for this, and now I can create my branch now, and I can say it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, but so it was not that. And actually, what I can do is I push that now, and then I have my branch with the correct name, and I will have to clean up my repository afterwards. Push garbage. But so yeah, I have it. Yes.
I mean, in the window, in the ITAB window, I still have the green stuff, like deprecated 7.0.
I don't have it. I don't know how it disappeared, but because at some point Iceberg will just make a diff.
But you don't care, Alex. It's empty.
It's a bug. Don't care about it. Ignore it. Use your. So I will fix it. But
when you commit, it will have no impact.
Yes. Yeah, it will have no impact. So actually, everything that is committed is everything that is included in the tree. In the tree when you commit.
But then, like the fork, right? I mean, you have your own fork.
Yes.
But then
everybody needs its own fork.
Did I create one when I did the close?
No.
How come the third one? You did that
So you should go to GitHub for Pharo.
Yes.
We did the fork of the.
If you clone, so let's set the terminology. So there is clone, that is, I take a remote repository and I bring it to my machine. I download it. And then there is fork, which means I want to take that repository that is owned by somebody else, and I want to have a copy of that so I can work on it and then try to push back changes to it. So fork, it's a copy of the repository that lives under your user account in GitHub, and a clone is the thing that lives in your machine. So what we were doing at the beginning was cloning Pharo. So if you clone Pharo, then that means that actually you don't have permissions to push to Pharo. So you should work on your fork as I was doing, and then you should make a pull request. So if you clone Pharo, which is completely possible, so one thing to actually be able to push to your fork is to add a new remote. So you have this little plus button here. So you will see here that we are telling you, okay, yeah, you are pushing this branch to this repository. So it's this is my one, my repository. But it may happen that you have this, so it will tell you, okay, you are pushing to Pharo project /Pharo, but you will not have permissions to do that. So you can go here, another remote, you can put the name that you want, like that you can just recognize it afterwards, so it is the name that you want. And then here you can put the URL, which is here. I can actually create many remotes with the same URL. Actually, it doesn't matter. And then now I have actually 2 remotes that are pointing to the same repository, but it just works. You can put the name that you want, and it's just for you to recognize it. So, now that we push to Pharo, actually at some point we should have opened an issue in the issue tracker. So I think I don't have too much time, so I will not go on that. So then, now, actually, if we want to actually contribute that, actually what we have to do is to make a pull request. There are 2 ways to do that. The first one is clicking in this little button that Git provides us, so he will tell us, look, you have changed this branch. So, yes, I want to compare that to the main thing in Pharo and to make a pull request. So he will tell me, yeah, okay, so you are making a pull request to Pharo, to the development branch, and what you are proposing are the changes that are in this repository, in this branch. And then you put a name. Usually, if you do it from GitHub, please put here at least the link. So actually, every time, try to put the link of the issue, like that we can go back and forth.
Yeah, and then
we will have to enhance the tools and explain what you're doing a bit, like that.
Why don't we just use GitHub's issue?
Esteban will answer that after. So, I can create, so...
Thanks, Damien, and Matteo are ready to help.
There is the pain of migration. Yes. So, every time that you change the tools, it's not that we are 5 people using Pharo. So we have to actually teach 100 people how to do it again. So that is why we try to...
And some people...
Changing a lot of things at the same time, it's complicated.
Just ask us to wait.
Yeah.
You see, with engineers, everything goes fast. Time does not exist. Yeah. We can change tomorrow, and then after it takes 3 months. So if you have money, you come to me, real money, and then we do it. If you don't have money, you just wait that we do it.
No, but actually, Pharo 8 will use the GitHub tracker.
Yeah, but so we will move eventually to it. Yes. So, yes. But if you want to contribute, Matteo, I am waiting for your pull request. So we can see the diff here. We can see that we have this commit that we are asking for a pull request of this commit. We see the change that we are asking Pharo to integrate. So, and actually, if you saw, I used my fork to do the pull request, and I didn't synchronize my fork. It just works. So don't worry about it. Then actually, it's a matter of how Git handles the merges. But since Git handles well the merges, it's okay. So the other way so I will not click on the create pull request here because I will do it from Pharo, so which is how I do it usually. So I go right click on here, so we have the GitHub plugin. We still have to enhance it so that we are going to, I would like to really enhance the part of the pull request review. So actually we want to have reviews on the image, but right now that is kind of not working so well. So I will create a pull request. That works well. So it will actually ask me the same stuff that it helps. So okay, what is the title of the pull request? Actually, it puts by default the title of the last commit. You can enhance that, and we can actually add some other metadata automatically, like the URL of the issue, and then what from where to where, from which branch to which branch, and then I can create a pull request. So, and then I'm going to close it. So, if I go here now, I will probably see that there is a pull request somewhere. Yes. Henry.
So, from the pull request, where do you see the diff inside the image?
Sorry?
You don't see the diff from inside the image when you create a pull request?
Not yet. We don't see the changes. No. The thing that we have some tools, but we have to work around them a bit. So
how do you know that you cleaned up the patch before you submit the pull request?
That I create?
I mean, usually there's debugging code and stuff like that.
This is in your commit.
Before you create the sort of
I cannot listen.
So what he's asking, this is, imagine that you have left a self-alt.
Yes.
How can you review your code before coding?
So we have to work on that. Yes. So we need a review tool to show also when you are doing a pull request to show you the diff. We don't have that yet, but it's doable. We have to actually use the GitHub API to ask what is the state of the repository first, to make a diff between the actual commit of the repository and the commit that you are asking to merge. So, but actually, just locally, without using the GitHub API, it's a matter of UI and a bit of work. So, we need to do it. That's. So I have this pull request that is called, as I said, and then we have this. I can merge it, or I can just close it. And something that will happen is that, okay, now that we have the continuous integration running, this commit is being built, it should say, if you have a bigger screen. And if you click in details, you will see this, so it will show you the progress of the build. So this thing will, for every pull request, it will launch the bootstrap of the image, so with its multiple steps, it will test then the full image in 32 bits for Windows, Mac, Windows. We are going to introduce the 64 bits test in the build, but we have to actually negotiate with INRIA to have more slaves. But okay, so the thing that, we have to partially maintain also the CI infrastructure, so it takes also time, so everything is a lot of work. And as soon as actually this goes green, or not, it depends, and somebody goes over the changes and reviews them and says, yeah, I like this change is good to integrate. So Marcus, Esteban, or somebody will go here. Very good comment. So Esteban is doing already. Real time. And he will go and click on this merge pull request button, and then the next Pharo build will have your code inside. So that is as easy as it is right now. So, just to finish because I have read. So, one piece of advice for new is because just don't give up. So you have to learn first to stand and then learn to fly. But so that is a rule from nature, so not from Miyagi-san. So don't give up. So there is stuff to do, and there are more complicated stuff to do. And one thing is that you learn a lot. So
and we can help.
Yeah, of course. So please drop an email if you have a problem. So I'm going to fix the deprecated stuff because it's a cosmetic issue. So it causes a bad impression, but it's not a big deal. But everything. So to make it easier, also feedback like I saw this and this is complicated. So everything that can help us to also have a better workflow, just throw it at us. We will try to do something with it.
We can also do screen sharing session if you want.
So the point of this is that we don't. Yes.
Is the process described anywhere? The workflow?
Yes.
Yes, we have videos and we have some wiki pages describing all this also. So yes.
A cool thing that he didn't mention, but suppose that Esteban said,
go and grab
please do some changes. You don't need to redo the pull request. You just commit again in your branch, and the pull request will automatically update.
Yes.
And that's important because
repeat it.
So, for example, imagine that somebody tells you, your changes are not so good, so you have to do some work on them. So you have to enhance them, maybe do some refactor, add some comments, whatever. So you don't have to redo everything from scratch. You can just take the branch that you started working on, you commit on it, and then you push it again you push the new commits to your repository, and then everything goes on the same path. So you don't have to redo everything, you just have to add the delta in the branch that you are working on. So, it is? Rebase?
No, it doesn't rebase. It just...
So, Iceberg doesn't support rebase yet.
Yay.
So, that is a bit of a philosophical thing. So, we can add support for rebase, then I think that people sometimes overuse rebase, and I am against the abuse of rebase personally. So if somebody wants also rebase support, you can contribute to pull request.
Let's say that the team that developed Iceberg has strong feelings against the use of rebase.
Sorry, if you have to fix issues, you need rebase.
No. I spent last 2 years fixing issues without using one
that is
single
part
time
of that is part of the first talk. There are many workflows. To me, both of them work.
One little comment. We started now from the latest image. We started from the latest image, so we'll start your modifications from the head commit of the Pharo repository. But one nice thing is that from the CI and from the file server, you can get any image from the first build of Pharo 7 to the latest one. And if you download from 4 months ago, you can start your development from that commit. You don't need to take a latest image and make it come back to time to refloat one pull request that you have there that is never integrated. Because if you want to take a latest image and reload code that it was 3 months ago, it will not work. So you can always get later image, and Iceberg will always point you to the correct commit. It doesn't matter if it has been done yesterday or 3 months ago. So that's why we don't support rebase, but it can be done. We can provide help to be done, but we are not going to promote their use.
So we were thinking on the merge view to have a Dropbox to ask the user for the merge strategy that he wants to use. So either you can use a simple merge or a rebase. Since actually it's not a priority for us, we didn't do it. So that's the point. So I'm going to finish in 30 seconds. So this is one of the messages. So the man who catch fly with Pharo, he can do anything. So you can do anything with Pharo. So actually, it was just a joke to put more chaotic stuff. So, but the real thing here is that I was really working on this and pushing this because actually I really want that people can do what I was being able to do 8 years ago. So I was a student. Sorry. So I was a student. I had experience in C# doing websites and applications because I was working at the same time that I was studying. So, but having the experience of contributing to Pharo and then sending emails with people that I didn't know, and so it was really fun. But so I want that everybody can have that experience too, because it's I want really to make easy for people to contribute to Pharo because I don't want that there are 5 persons in the world that are contributing to Pharo. So I don't want that there are 5 kings of Pharo. I want that everybody is the king of Pharo. So this is everything. So Pharo is yours. I'm sorry, I ate your coffee break.
But